Good afternoon. So, my whole life, I've been a people pleaser.
That's what we've been talking about, calibrating to others. That's what people pleasing is. It's calibrating, it's behaving in order to evoke something wanted from other humans. Actually, people pleasing was sort of a form of pleasing myself too, wasn't it? Because if I could please them, who were they pleased with?
So it gets a little tricky in the aspect where I feel like sometimes I'm empathetic over others' feelings, so I prioritize their feelings over my own.
Yeah, but why? Because you don't want them to throw a fit in front of you?
I don't want to hurt their feelings.
You don't want to hurt their feelings?
Yes, but then I end up hurting how I feel.
It's a big job to keep somebody's feelings unhurt, because they get out among other people.
I think it also comes from an aspect of everyone I interact with. I do love to leave a positive, always uplifting experience versus
But the thing is, here's the thing that Esther discovered. It doesn't matter what words you're speaking. How you're feeling is an indication of what you're offering vibrationally, what your bag of marbles is. So they're getting it whether you're speaking it or not. That's why it gets so confusing. They get you on a vibrational level, and then you don't feel real to them. Then they need more and more evidence, more than your words. And if
I'm feeling what I'm feeling, no matter what I'm saying to not hurt their feelings, I'm still coming off that vibration of what I'm really feeling.
We've been saying for a while, you want your feelings to be unhurtable. Your chain to be unyankable, your button to be unpushable. Don't let anybody get your goat, keep it in the backyard. In other words, let's say that you're thinking about yourself and you know what you like and what you don't like. And so you create a big sign or an online presence or whatever. Let's say a big sign just to make it as absurd as it is. And you put your picture on it and you say, this is me and these are the things that I'm going to need from you in order for us to get along well. And so you just walk around with that big sign, and of course it's ridiculous. Or you can just offer a vibration and let law of attraction take care of it. It's a big conversation, isn't it? Let's just take a handful of people, like close friends and family. Are you saying to us, and we're not mocking you at all, because a lot of people do believe this, so we're just clarifying with you. Do you believe that you can keep track of their likes and dislikes, of their wants and not wants, that you can know people well enough?
I do believe I've managed that, but it's catching up.
And that you are masterful enough that in every case you can offer to them what they need. Do you really believe that you are the law of attraction in that way?
I really believe so, yes.
And what happens when two people who are different are in your presence at the same time, needing different things from you?
I somehow thin myself out and make sure everyone is I don't know how I do it, but I do. It's a lot. It's training, but I don't know where it comes from. I don't know.
So in this process of being what others need, do you think that you are teaching them alignment to their greater power, or are you teaching them alignment to you?
That's a great question. I believe I like to aspire, and I'm teaching them to be in their alignment, but there's certain types of...
But you aren't. You're catering to their weaknesses. You're catering to their weaknesses, and their inner being would never do that. Their inner being does not join them in a fearful or lonely or uncomfortable vibration. In fact, that is the reason that people feel negative emotion. People feel negative emotion because they are choosing a vibration that is an opinion in the moment that is different than their inner being is choosing. In every moment, as you're having an encounter, an exchange, an experience of any kind, your inner being is there with you. And your inner being is taking it all in and knowing what it knows and feeling what it feels every single time. So if you're afraid, your inner being is not. And that fear is your indication that you're off in the bushes somewhere where your inner being is not. So doesn't it seem logical that if you are doing your best to protect people from their own inner beings, you're actually trying to protect them from understanding their own guidance system. You don't want them to feel bad, which means you don't want them to feel the discord between what they're focused upon and what their inner being knows. So you're fixing that up.
Yes.
Different way to look at it, isn't it? Are you ultimately really doing them a favor? Or would it be of greater value for you to say to them, I know you feel insecure right now, and you'd like me to be there for you in your insecurity, but I got to tell you, I see you differently. I see you as thriving, and even though you don't feel like you are right now, I see it different. We were visiting with a mother one day who was talking about her very difficult relationship with her adult son. And we were having some of this same conversation with her. And she said, well, won't he feel like I am forsaking him if I turn away, or if I don't try to soothe every time, or if I'm not there for him? And we said, don't be there for him. Be there for him. Be in his vortex version. Be with his inner being. Be with the larger part of him. Because when you are in physical form and you are focused where his inner being is focused, you're demonstrating a way that can be done. You really don't want to save people from their ability to align with their own power. And a lot of people do it, and this isn't what you're doing, but a lot of people do that because they want the power of saving them. I love you so much that you can't fail. Well, in essence, we've talked about Jesus. There were many healers who just knew their wellness so completely that even though they were demonstrating some form of illness, the illness began to dissipate in the presence of someone who knew their wellness. Well, that's a little different than what you're talking about. In other words, if you're talking about focusing upon their well-being, even though they're not living it, that's not being there for them, that's being there for them. And that is the greatest value that you could give to anyone. I refuse to feel sorry for you because I know your power and your strength. And even though I've been there and I've felt like you're feeling, I don't feel that right now, and I don't feel that way about you, because you can be or do or have whatever you want. I know you can, I know you can, I know you can. Now that's not being there for them.
What if you're told, oh, but you can't just think everything's going to just happen and be so positive all the time? But I'm like, yes, you can.
Well, we would say, you're right that it doesn't happen instantaneously. It is a process of shifting. You can't have a serious conversation with someone without talking about their point of attraction. And ask them, if they're seriously wanting to know, ask them, have you ever been in a really bad mood, and isn't that when you stub your toe, or forget your keys, or cut your finger, or slam your finger in a door? Has any of that ever happened to you while you were really feeling good? Everything is being demonstrated to all of us. So I've found, say to them, I've found that the better I feel, the better things go. And that's what I want for you. And you can reassure them. Doesn't mean that I don't love you when things aren't going well for you. It doesn't even mean that I don't want to spend time with you. But it does mean I don't want to wallow in what's bothering you, because if I wallow in what's bothering you, before I know it, it's going to be bothering me too, because that's how it works. And that's how it works. And so we think that that's what you've been doing. We think that you've been trying to protect your happy life by trying to be all things to all people. Thinks they want a friend just like you. But you can't attract for somebody else, can you?
No.
Beautiful, you care, you're focused. But a friend like you makes me weaker because I depend on you. And in time, you will feel spread so thin that you will resent the very friends that you're trying to help.